All right. All right, let's get my camera on here. Excellent. All right, everybody, we are live. We are running. Let me make certain that my video is active here on my laptop. I'm really excited. Today is Monday, and we have a really cool mixture of the events going on right now, where not only do we have the Midtown Madness up, but we also have essentially a permanent Odin's Bounty on all of the terminals as well. So yeah, we've got the terminals as well as the one-shots active. It's really cool. So I'm going to be going into both of them. I'm actually going to start off in a terminal simply because I've got the legendary quest for it. And we are active on my laptop, so that's perfect. I won't wait around too much. I'll just go ahead and hop in, just get started with the gameplay. So I'm going to start off as Winter Soldier just because I've been playing as him and I want to get some more experience, get some more levels. And then I will actually be swapping over to Captain America in not too long, just because somebody asked me to try him out a little bit more intensely. And I was like, well, I will be more than happy to. So I'm going to. And also it makes perfect sense because we've got Bucky and we've got Captain America. Because, you know, they're like a team. Well, to be fair, they were a team, so there you go. But yeah, this is definitely going to be more of a casual stream as far as what I'll be doing and all that good stuff. So if anybody has specific questions they want to ask, or again, as always, any particular person that you want to see, then feel free to ask, and I'll be more than happy to help out and do so. I do love Bucky. I have had a lot of fun with him. I know a lot of people are meh about him. Incidentally, the more that I play as Bucky, the more that I think it might be better to go with Bionic, regardless of if you're doing, if you're focusing more on the quote ranged or the melee, the arsenal or the Bionic tagged powers. And I say that simply because when you're looking at a lot of his abilities, then most of the ones that I use all the time have either or. They have powers for both Arsenal and also for the Bionics. So it makes sense to do either one. And I finally did that smartly. Of course I died. I was thinking about it too much. So essentially I've got the arsenal, and as part of that, when you use the signature, it actually instantly completes the cooldown for two of your powers. It does it for the sniper rifle one, which is the Unseen Death, and then also for the Withering Fire. So if both of those are on cooldown and you use your signature, then the signature will instantly stop the cooldown. So here we've got the Barrett, and then that, and then we use the signature, and they're both back. And we can take them out. So you see we got our chest of Odin's Bounty from that. Maybe we'll get something good. Oops. No! Stop picking up the wrong things. Ugh. And I can't even open it. Me. Alright, so here's what I'm going to figure out what's actually in my daily gift box. So 1048 and 9. That's easy enough to remember. And I got Odin marks. Let's see if I did get anything else. I did not. So basically the daily gift box is either Odin marks, or it's cube shards, or it's what's the other one? Eternity splinters. I am not going to do MODOK. No, go away. I know it's a terminal, but still, I am not doing Odin's Palace either. I know, I'm terrible. I will, on the other hand, do No Big Deal. So again, both Midtown and the terminals now are extremely well done. Oh, my webcam is too big. I can try to fix that. Hang on 1 second. Let's see here. Reset size. Unfortunately, this doesn't let me do too much as far as changing the exact size. Let me mess around with it a little bit here. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't let me. Sorry about that, King Trident. But what level is it? So I was just in the Shocker Terminal level, and I would be more than happy to party up with you if you want. I am currently level 46. So hang on, let me add you to my friends really quickly here. So IG, it told me something. There you are. Ah, perfect. So here, I'll go ahead and just invite you. Must be on the same difficulty level. Change your difficulty, King Trident. We're on super heroic over here because we're cool like that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go and kill some bosses. Who should really count as big guys too, technically. Yeah, I definitely agree with you on the video though, King Trident. It's too big. The problem is right now, since I'm in the middle of it, I can't do a whole lot with it. The only size thing I have is that I can either make it as big as the screen, or I can reset the size, which didn't actually do anything, unfortunately. What? What's wrong, doggy? My doggy is barking. I don't know why. Come here, doggy. Alright, there we go. Now we got the invite. Hooray! Incidentally, this represents a first, when somebody actually asked to join in while I was streaming. Hooray! Congratulations. Nice! And I got Alex Williams Mohawk Hair Gel. Ha 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 ha! I've actually never gotten one of those. That's so weird. And now I have lots and lots of Midtown Madness chests. Huzzah! Alright, so I need big guys. I need big enemies. Let's see if we can find some. Oh, the Brood Hybrid. That's a new phase for us that came in with the Midtown refit. So that's kind of cool. Speaking of which, what are we on right now? And Midtown is one of the... Well, yeah, it always is on Mondays. Pew, pew, pew. So many boom, booms, booms. Well, I hope that you are doing well, King Trident. I assume that you can't talk too much since you don't have a microphone. Actually, let me see. You might be talking in party and I can't see anything. No, you are not talking in party. Ah! Incidentally, I do love Silver Surfer. He's a lot of fun. I say good on you for playing as Silver Surfer, sir. Where are all the big guys? It seems like one of the issues with the refit, they took out all the physically large guys for this mission. Because I am having a very difficult time finding any of them. But that might just be me. Incidentally, for those of you watching, if you haven't already, please make sure that you go and you sign up for my giveaway. That is going until this weekend, the 14th, Valentine's Day. And because my birthday is actually next week, so I'm doing a giveaway for my birthday. You guys all get presents instead of me. So please make sure that you go to the forums and sign up for that. I'm going to be giving away a lot of cool stuff. I actually, just today, I got the Marvel Heroes card that I'm going to be giving away. So, hooray. Because I thought to myself, I'm doing a giveaway where I'm giving away a card. I should probably go and actually have a card present. And again, as always, if you all have questions or if you want to see a specific hero, just let me know, and I'll be happy to accommodate. I've just been having fun with Winter Soldier, so I wanted to play as him a little bit more. Gee, see, where are all of the physically large ones? I cannot find any of them. This is ridiculous. Oh, and of course, right as I say that, I complete my my quest, and then I can hop into the terminals. But oh, Green Goblin's all the way back here, going in completely the wrong direction. It's so weird that the text for the levels is showing up twice now. It really weirds me out. A lot more than it should weird me out. But it still weirds me out. And of course, as King Trident did, if anyone else would like to join in, I will be more than happy to invite you. I'm doing the just randomly swapping between Midtown and some of the terminals, just depending on what legendary quests I get. Right now, I happen to have one for a terminal, so I'll be heading over there after I'm done here. I have to do that. Awesome. Oh, speaking of insignias, I meant to look up what Bucky can use. It's just Avengers and S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay. Because I couldn't remember if he could use one of the new ones, which would have been pretty awesome. How do I like? So that's a good question, and I've seen all of the mixed reviews as well. So Equal Phantom, and I know a lot of people either like him a decent amount or they don't like him. I haven't seen a lot of people who completely like him or completely hate him, but I personally am having a good time. I think that he was done well, but I do believe that he has some flaws. The biggest one being survivability. He has absolutely horrendous survivability. He cannot take hits for anything, and it can be very, very frustrating. But other than that, I've had a fun time leveling him. I know the synergies amongst his powers need a little bit of work in terms of really fluidly switching between the ranged and the melee, but I think I found a decent balance where literally the only melee attack that I use is the Bionic Haymaker, and the way that I'll do it is I'll just run up into a group. So like here, I'll do it with these guys right here. So I'll run up into a group and I use the Bionic Haymaker because that increases the damage of my assault powers, and then I can take them out with the assault ones. And I found it to be really nice, really easy. The cool thing about the expanded arsenal passive is that it allows my disc mine, the signature when I use it, to refresh the cooldowns on a couple of the assault powers. But I have not found a really easy way to integrate more melee powers. And it's a little bit frustrating because I was kind of hoping that there would be a bit more efficient and easier integration, but I personally have not been able to find it myself in any real easy way. Part of the problem is he just does not have a lot of melee powers, and a good portion of them actually somewhat heavily rely on the stealth aspect as well. But like any character that uses stealth, you don't have to stealth. But the problem is, it's like, well, you don't have to, but you really should. So I don't know. I had more fun with the assault, essentially, and that's really all I can say. The melee powers, I didn't find them to be strong enough to be exceedingly worthwhile, except for using the Haymaker because of the specific synergy it has with the other abilities. The other major issue that I have is the lack of AoE as well, where only a few of them, like the Bionic Shockwave, is a melee area effect, but it doesn't do anything with Arsenal. There's no real direct synergy between the two. Whereas again with the Haymaker, you actually get something semi decent out of it. Um, well, or that might have been the knife. Either way, it's good solid damage for what it is, and it's a nice smack around. Oh, hello. It's a good smacking attack. So I think that he's going to need some work. I personally liked it better when these two abilities were toggles instead of the pick one or the other, like the way that Moon Knight or Rocket Raccoon do. I think that took away from some of the potential with the synergy, because a lot of times with specific bosses, you might be more inclined to focus more heavily on melee versus more heavily on ranged. So, like for example, with Taskmaster, it's it's good to be up close and personal. It's not necessary, but there's no real reason not to, because he doesn't have any ridiculously devastating attacks. And at the same time, he can use his charge ability where he goes like that, and moves far enough away where you would have to use ranged abilities. So um, overall, I think that he's good, but needs work. I would say is the general opinion for me. But very good question, and I do know that there's a lot of back and forth on the forums about him. And I understand the idea of the stance dancing, as they call it, because so many heroes use the different stances, and the problem with having multiple stances that are viable is that you end up doing exactly that, where you keep swapping and having to swap. But at the same time, doing it the way that they did it severely limits. It goes in the exact opposite spot. Where for somebody like Rocket Raccoon, it makes sense. You want to focus solely on turrets or solely on guns, or primarily rather. Whereas the whole point of Winter Soldier is the ability to be a hybrid and be able to go into these different things and do different and have different abilities that work seamlessly together. And granted, the toggle swapping does change the seamless aspect, but at the same time, I think it gave a bit more versatility that was needed. But the biggest issue still, like I said before, is survivability. I mean, I don't have decent, like, superb gear. So, for example, I don't have any artifacts. I do have an Uru Forge with the Fortune on it, and my gear items are somewhat decent. The major one is the boots are really super low, but everything else is pretty close to my level. So there's no real reason that I should be so poorly survivable as I am right now. And I can understand some of that might be because I really don't do stealth whatsoever, but I really don't want to do a lot of stealth. I mean, I've got the stealth power, the stealth area power that he has, but I really never use it because I never see much of a point. The only ability that I have that utilizes stealth in any real way is the Barrett one, the Unseen Death, where you actually get stealth if you defeat an enemy. But other than that, and that's only just almost a shot in the dark as to whether or not you're going to actually get it. But so see, I defeated the turret, so I'm in stealth mode now. But they can still shoot my poor little demon. Yeah, exactly. There was a post. I think it was Real Near that was saying it's not required to use stealth, but in that specific post, the dev, like I said, I think it was Real Near who was talking about it, said that they posted a video that showed, like, here's a really good solid rotation that utilizes stealth, but again, you don't have to. And I don't feel the need to, but at the same time, it feels like they may have been trying to go with something similar to like Psylocke, where it's like, oh well, you can stealth, you can do the assassinate thing, but that's a big part of it. Where like Dispatch again, you get duration if you defeat an enemy. But unlike something with Psylocke's Assassin or Assassinate, you don't get more damage if you're already stealthed. Oh, yes, I need these. Thank you so much. But, yeah. It's a tough thing to balance, and I do think that Winter Soldier is the closest that the devs have gotten to a really good solid um, a good solid hybrid. The A lot of the other ones before him, so like Thor is the main one I can think of. Rogue is obviously ridiculously versatile, but she's kind of not really something that you can easily compare to. I think that he does a better job of it, but it's something that's virtually impossible to perfect, unfortunately. The one thing is the stupid survivability. That just please get the survivability up. Oh, it's really I'm sure that you guys saw whenever I was going against Mandarin just a little while ago, I almost died against Green Mandarin, and that is not supposed to happen. It's ugh. And yeah, sure, I was standing in his AoEs and all that good stuff, but at the same time, you shouldn't die at Green Mandarin. You really shouldn't. We'll see what happens here. Hood normally kills me because of the guns, but that's fairly common regardless. So we'll see what happens. I mean, he does a lot of damage. And that is true, absolutely. And I was going to play as Captain America in just a little bit too, especially after his rework. Oh, he is quite awesome. I love it. And in part, I think it's obviously very appropriate because of the idea of Winter Soldier was Captain America for a certain amount of time. The rework for the rework for Captain America came out at approximately the same time, so the entire thing just in general makes sense. And like I said, I actually will be playing as Captain America in a little bit, so stay tuned for that. I've got my build all set and ready to go. He is a lower level, so I don't have all the powers that I want, but I've got some of the big ones, like I've got Meteor Kick and all that kind of stuff. I think the one major one I don't have is the now I can't remember the name, the jump attack. Shoot, I can't remember what it's called. Either way, that's the main one I'm missing. Now I need robots and cyborgs. I've been having so much trouble with some of these legendaries. Midtown really needs a redo. Oh, wrong one. A airborne assault. Yes, exactly. Yes, thank you so much. That is the one that I was thinking of. And it is good. It's an amazing ability, and I don't think I've seen a Cap build yet that doesn't utilize it in some way. I messed around with it on Test Center and just a little bit on live, but I haven't done a great deal of testing, so I wanted to do it now, especially with all the cool stuff going on. The problem is that, like I said, I've only got him at like level 34 or something, so I do have him. I do have the signature, but still. And who else? What other melee ranged hybrids do we have right now? I mentioned Thor, Rogue, Captain America. See, now I gotta look real quick. Black Widow-ish, not so much. I mean, Deadpool, but he desperately needs a review. Ghost Rider, you could argue. Gambit, same thing. But Gambit, typically you want to pick one or the other. So, not really a whole lot of really solid hybrids. I am using XP boosts, I believe. Actually, am I? No, actually I am not, King Trident. The one thing that I do have, though, that especially since you're new, that you might not have, is I've got the 200% hero synergy bonus, and I also still have my my Captain America synergy active. So, or not Captain America, but Cyclops. So I get the 10% bonus XP. So I'm probably out leveling you relatively quickly. But I believe I've got other people in this range that I can swap to. Or actually, better yet, here we can do this real quick. Just because you're so nice. Wrong thing. Gift items. XP boost. We'll say, huzzah! What? Purchase can't be completed for... I'm sorry, I tried. You saw it. I tried. I'll try it later, too. Don't worry. I'm going to buy sort of instead. Got Psylocke. Absolutely. Totally agreed on Psylocke. She's actually one of the heroes that I've been working on as well. I think she's around this same level. Yeah, 56. She's higher. But yeah, Psylocke is amazing. Some of the best DPS out there. Just incredible builds. Amazingly fun. And not only that, but she has the really cool power where she swaps her damage type so you can go completely mental, even if you're using what were originally the physical powers. Or I might be getting that backwards. But either way, that's the problem with being an altaholic. I play as so many heroes, I get confused over which one does what. But it swaps the power type essentially. So yeah, as of right now, Psylocke is definitely the better choice for this. But I'm assuming that relatively shortly the devs are gonna make some changes to Winter Soldier. I don't know how significant they're gonna be, but they might be relatively significant. Incidentally, I am happy that we have the Doombot wave here now too. Kind of cool. It feels a little... Now, Midtown is feeling more like a combination of ICP and X-Defense. I don't know if that was the exact intention, but still. Just kind of sucks to only get one Midtown Madness chest out of it. Hooray, level 50! I am technically over-leveled, which means that I'm not allowed to leave. Otherwise, I would leave King Trident behind. And we don't want to do that. That would be mean. Oh, my Captain America is so close. See how quickly can I get 2 levels on Captain America so I can get back in here and rejoin. I might do that next. But I got paramilitary, so I'll go ahead and finish that up first. So King Trident, if you're still listening to this, I will go away for a little bit after I get my paramilitary. I'll go swap over to Captain America after I get him up a couple of levels. Then I'll come back. As soon as I find any paramilitary. It is nice that they changed Midtown. I like most of the changes, but some of these LQs are just so ridiculously difficult. Yep. So that without a doubt, Phantom or Equal Phantom. I don't know if you prefer Phantom, so I won't try. But yes, I did the thing where I leveled basically all of my heroes up to 30, and then I'm going up as a group. Psylocke was one of the ones I had absolutely the most fun with, without a doubt. I mean, she was absolutely incredible. I love the power rotation. I love her movement abilities. I love how well she integrates stealth into all of her mechanics. I mean, she's just absolutely incredible. A very, very well-built hero. And I just recently unlocked Assassinate, the ability, and that is such a fun power. I love it. Oh, really? Still no paramilitary. But I totally agree. And once they work some of the kinks out of Winter Soldier, I think that he's definitely going to be much, much better too. There's like a lot of heroes that got released maybe a little bit before they should have. There is so much potential that you can really easily see, but it's just not quite there. Now, where are all the paramilitary people? This is ridiculous. I see lots of gang members. Ah, paramilitary. Take that, paramilitary. Now the problem is I have to make certain that I don't take out the commander. Hopefully somebody doesn't come and like snipe him. Although it might not matter because it doesn't look like he's spawning any more bad guys. Eh. And, whoa. There's a bunch of Hydra bad guys sitting around inside of a car. That was kind of weird. So, I know that the developers are going to get on top of fixing up Winter Soldier fairly quickly, simply because there has been a ton of feedback, particularly in the span of, or in the realm of rebalance, retool, redo, this, that, and the other. I mean, I had a decent amount of fun, but so Equal Phantom, you were saying that you're a big fan of the comic book version. My thing is that I never read any of the comics before. When I was a kid, like I watched the X-Men animated TV show, but that was pretty much all of the Marvel exposure that I got. So I really can't comment as far as the comic accuracy and any of that stuff that I know a lot of people tend to be frustrated with some heroes. For me, it's just it's not an issue just because I don't know if it's inaccurate because I don't know what it's supposed to be. All I know is what I like and don't like. That is a lot of mutants. Wow. Well, I didn't. I don't even know what my legendary quest was, but I did it. Go me. See, now I'm gonna have to watch this again so that I can actually see what it was. Alright, so King Trident, after the Brotherhood has been taken down, I'm going to swap over to Captain America, and I'm going to earn a couple of levels relatively quickly, I hope, so that I'll be able to rejoin you. I assume that you're still listening. I hope that you are. But I will be swapping over fairly quickly. Definitely one of the best leveling situations and leveling combinations of events that we've ever had here. It means that I don't have to reroll nearly as many quests. It means that I get to get plenty of gear for everybody in all contexts. So easy. And I'll have so many oh, the shared quest. That's what it was. Ugh. Well, that's good too. Oh well, thank you very much, Zero Phantom. I'm glad that you like my stuff, and more importantly, I am glad that you managed to catch me. That's great. I hope that you enjoy live, even more so than the other ones. And in part, that's why I put all the stuff on my YouTube, because I know that there are probably people who maybe want to watch, or maybe they don't. Maybe people don't care, whatever it is. But it's there if people want to see it. Another unique. Awesome! Sweet! And it's actually a Bucky unique. Awesome sauce! Alright. So I'm going to body slide out of here and swap over to Captain America. I'm not going to pop an XP potion simply because it shouldn't take me too long to get the... Ah, shoot. Alright. Sorry about that, King Trident. Here, let me whisper him real quick. Okay.
You have my shield.
And what do we got? Mutants? No. Hydra? Sure. Okay. Hydra. Well, it's because it's exciting to get uniques. Or like I just got the Alex Williams Mohawk hair gel. I was so happy because I had never gotten it before. It was literally the first time I ever got it. All right, so here we have Cap. Very, very exciting. We've got the serum secondary resource, and several powers that spend it. I'm not using too many of them though. I missed with my meteor kick. Impossible. So the meteor kick is actually pretty awesome because it actually gives you all of the what's it called? You know, the stuff, the super soldier serum, the secondary resource. I do have the toggle of what's it called? The shield expertise, but I don't have it active. I'm just leaving it off. Just because you get physical bleed damage, which is actually quite useful. So I'm just sticking with that, and very exciting. Hooray! Yeah. And then the thing with the serum is just whenever you use a cooldown power, whatever it happens to be, then you use some, which includes the signature and a whole bunch of other stuff. So yay, signature, very cool. Let me see. I think everybody should be that stoked when they play. Otherwise, why are you playing a game? It goes back to the whole like World of Warcraft argument thing where you're playing a video game but it feels like you're going to work. No. If you're going to play a game, then just play the game and have a great time, and if you get something cool, then awesome, you got something cool. Go you. Oh, I totally agree. Absolutely, Equal Phantom. So much more fun. And I certainly agree that he works very well as a what's it called, as a hybrid, just because you have the different shield abilities. So like you can start off with the shield throw. You've got the signature. Obviously, I didn't use it in a great way, but then you can just go in and just beat the snot out of everybody. It's awesome. But like I said, I don't have some of his powers. So see, Airborne Assault. That's the one that I'm still waiting for. That one's going to be awesome. But I do have most of the other really good solid powers for him. Incidentally, I didn't take the travel power on your left, just because I don't really care about travel powers. Oh, I missed Hydra Guards. I thought I got enough. There's one, two, and there's more down here. Perfect. Shield bounce. Ooh! Good call. Where is it? Bam! Whoosha! Totally awesome. Yeah, at the time when I did this build, I had only taken the torqued throw. Gimme, gimme. 44. Only one left. And a bow. Make a quick pit stop at the stash. Oh yeah, that was the first thing I thought too. Equal Phantom. I was like, really, on your left? I was like, oh okay, it's a movie reference. But then I thought, is it also a comic reference? I don't know. I don't care. All I know is that I saw the movie and I was like, I understood that reference. Ah, see, I did it too. See, I can do it. I'm basically Captain America, except without the height and the musculature. and the physical capabilities and the handsomeness. Other than that, we're exactly the same, basically. I have a Doctor Strange thing in here. Must have been one of the random things I picked up. And it's full of uber. Ew! Why do I have purple rings? Go away, purple rings. Yeah. Goodbye, doggy. And I'm gonna sell my hair gel. Ah! I felt kind of bad, but not really. Lower Asgard, no. Kick some asphalt. No, thank you. No big deal. Absolutely. Sounds like a plan. Yeah, it is really cool, and I like that a decent number of the heroes are getting those travel powers. It is kind of cool, because you know, for some of them it makes a lot more sense than others. So like you've got what's the name, like Spider-Man with the web slinging and stuff like that, and I think it's interesting. I don't think it's absolutely necessary for everybody to have one, but it is kind of cool that a lot are getting them, especially on the reworks and stuff. Oh, so awesome. So if you saw the earlier portion when I was playing as Winter Soldier, then you saw how quickly I would be losing life and how close I got to death so many times. And if we look at my cap here, so I've only got 2 artifacts, but I mean, what, it doesn't really mean anything. I do have a pot of gold, but it's a pot of gold. What's it going to do? And the thing is that most of my stuff on cap are actually very, very under-leveled. Most of his equipment. So he is far, far more tanky than Winter Soldier is. He's got much better survivability, which is relatively frustrating because clearly they know what's going on. Oh, Red Skull is a playable character. That would be interesting. Yes, the travel powers are nice to have. I like it on Juggernaut with the what is it, Stride? I think it is, and I think it's really cool for him particularly because it lets you gain momentum. And it makes sense. But yeah, I think the Red Skull is playable. Would definitely be interesting. Again, I'm not familiar with the comics, so I assume you're saying that because at some point he assisted the good guys in some way or another. But again, I'm personally just not familiar with any of that stuff. It would certainly be interesting, especially with the what's it called? Is it Red Onslaught? I believe it is, or just Onslaught. The big guy from the new raid that's coming out in a little while. That sound is just so satisfying. Dunk, 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 dunk. So cool. But I mean, right now, I'd probably play as Captain America over Winter Soldier, just because I think a lot of the stuff is better implemented. But I like Winter Soldier more as a character, just because I think that he's cooler. I like the idea of like the spy, sneaky type of stuff. But you know, that's just me personally. As far as just pure design, I definitely. Oh, whoops. I didn't mean to do that. Shut it off! No! We don't want it. Okay, I was right. Red Onslaught. Oh, man. I am so looking forward to it. The new raid is going to be epic. So amazing. I can't wait. And then, of course, Iceman. They had the teaser with Iceman standing right in front of Red Onslaught. Oh, man. It's going to be good. I can't wait. Gonna make awesome guide video for it. Everybody's gonna be, oh wow, that's a lot of bad guys. Hwah! Eat signature. See, look at that. I literally jumped into a massive group of bad guys and I barely lost like 1,000 HP as Cap. I mean, it's weird because I didn't play in beta, but I know a lot of people who did. They would always say that one thing for Captain America was that he was basically unkillable. No matter what you did, no matter who you went against, no matter how long it was, you just could not kill him. And it seems to me that they've essentially gone back to that. I mean, look, I am fighting 3 bosses almost on my own. It looks like there's a task. Well, getting run over by a rhino doesn't count, but it looked like there was just one other person there, and I was essentially doing. My shield is back! Yay! That was weird. But yeah, I was completely holding my own against 3 bosses. If I tried to do that with Bucky, with the Winter Soldier, no way, not a chance. I mean, I would have been dead in like seconds, or at the very least I would have had to use a med kit. Since I started playing as Cap, even just now, I haven't even used a single med kit, just because I haven't needed to. Because he's so beefcake. If you all are saying stuff, I'm sorry, I can't see it. My laptop went to sleep, so I need to wiggle the mouse, but I gotta take out bad guys first. Midtown Madness. I know it's kind of below him, but I can totally see myself using Cap as essentially like a medkit farmer, just because you never have to use them and you just have it on auto pickup. It's fine. You just collect them when you need them. Ooh, new mask. And a unique score! Hulk unique, because why not? Incidentally, I finally know who Green Scar is. I actually read the wiki on Hulk, and I found out who Green Scar is. So I'm very proud of myself. I feel like I accomplished something. Go me. I just realized I don't have a pet. Energy. Captain America doesn't use it. There, Holiday Herbie, perfect. And you can eat that from him too. Spider-Man, no, thank you. I'm good. All right, wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Wake up. Yes, absolutely. I mean, I know one of the nicknames for Captain America. Again, my comic book knowledge is very, very, very low. Equal Phantom, but one thing I do know about him is that he's considered the Sentinel of Liberty. You can't really be a Sentinel in any form. Oh wow, I can't even do it since I ranked out of it. You can't really be a sentinel in any sense if you're so easily killable. It just doesn't make any sense. Alright, so I'm gonna re-party invite. And I'm gonna see if I can do the gift thing again while I'm waiting. It's so weird. I wonder why it's not working. But yeah, again, it's tough to be a Sentinel of Liberty without, you know, the feeling of I stand strong, and you know, being killed easily does not show that. Which again is really weird for Bucky because I mean he was Captain America for a while, at least. The Soviet bodysuit for Winter Soldier, that's kind of cool. It's still there. And somebody put down a holocrafter. So actually, while I'm here, I'm gonna go ahead and actually disable my what's it called? My Synergy XP. So this way I won't out-level you, King Trident, if you're still watching the Twitch. But either way, I'm not going to out-level you anymore now. Because I have no boosts now. Incidentally, that's exactly what the feature was built for. Being able to shut it off. That's the whole point. Although now it's going to feel like I'm leveling like molasses. Alright, gigantic enemy. Really? Dude. Just go after the sentinels, I guess? Man. I do love Cap. I am having a great deal of fun with him. Like I said, I played the rework on Test Center. This is the first time I've really taken him out and done like a lot with him, and I am without a doubt not disappointed. This is absolutely incredible. Very, very fun. Okay. Ooh, let's take out Manape. Let's see if we get lucky. I heard tell that the bosses are able to drop their specific items. Not that I expect it, but... Hey, a fortune card! I'll certainly take that. Give me something good. What? A halfway decent insignia of O'Grady. That's only level 43, but I don't care. Well, level 45, but I still don't care. Ha ha ha! Incidentally, that's why I don't like opening Midtown Madness fortune cards when I'm not level 60. It's for that exact reason. Wow, Sinister 6. That's a lot of bad guys. I'm interested to see how many of the Midtown chests we get from this. See if it's actually 6. As I can't imagine that it would be, but never know. Odin's bounty? Is that 'cause... That's weird. So, I'm going to guess that I got Chests of Odin's Bounty because both Craven and Lizard are in Terminals. Specifically the one-shot. And maybe there was like a little bit of an oversight as far as the coding and all that good stuff with figuring out how this thing would work. Not that I'm complaining, I'll gladly take it. But incidentally, there we go. Shh, don't tell anybody. We're getting Odin's Bounty and we're getting Midtown Madness chests. But it's kind of weird because Manape doesn't drop the Odin's Bounty. Either way. Oh, not change. No, but that's the thing though. Is the idea was that it's not here. I think it's gone now. But the whole point was that all day today it was going to be as though we had Odin's Bounty in the terminals permanently, and that was the point where we had Midtown Madness going on and we had permanent Odin's Bounty in the terminals. That was my understanding. I'll obviously be coming back, but incidentally, I do have a terminal legendary quest, so we can do a direct test on this. Haha! It's always great to be able to test things. Urgh. And I love that you can just run by a window, not even hit it, and you destroy it because the window is scared. So much nicer. Oh, okay. Yeah, probably didn't change the code. Again, not that I'm complaining about it, but it's just odd. I'm perfectly fine with having them there. Incidentally, King Trident might be trying to talk to me. He is not. No, don't type. So this will actually be a really, really good test for Captain America, just in general. Not, I mean, for me, obviously, for the build that I have, but also in general, because whenever I took Winter Soldier into this terminal, into Fisk Tower, I had a devil of a time finishing it, because it is, I mean, you're in the end you're fighting 3 bosses at the same time, and they're focusing on you, and it makes it very, very difficult. So we'll see how it goes. I am expecting I will fare much better. Obviously, I am in a party now, so that'll help. But still. Every terminal, but none. Yeah, like I'm pretty sure that it's just a bug with changing things over to all things terminal. Give Odin's bounty, or at least most things terminal are supposed to. I didn't even get below half health on that. I mean, come on. That's, oh, jeez. I mean, that alone just goes to show how massive of a difference between Cap post rework and the Winter Soldier is. It's just ridiculous. Like, I don't think it was luck equal plasm. I think it was just for the purpose that the 2 bosses happened to be what's it called? Lizard Demon. Hi, doggy. My doggy came to visit. Alright. We'll just put all this stuff in here for now, because I can't immediately open it. Oh, not my medkits. And then we will go to... Drumroll, please. Ah! Back to Midtown. Let's go. Alright. Man, this is awesome. When do I get this? 47? That's so far away. Man. Alright, well, he's 47, so I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to turn my hero synergy back on. Because I want to get to 47 so I can get Airborne Assault. Because that is one of the ones that I desperately want to have. I think part of the thing for Cap, too, is that he's got a lot more regen capability, too, like inherently, with his passives. Bucky really doesn't have any decent regen capabilities. At least not for health. Aliens. I need aliens. I think it's so funny because before we had to like scout for 10 or 15 minutes to find like 1 or 2 Magia, and now there's like these massive groups of like 15 when the maximum we need is like 10 or something like that. Yeah, this is true. We don't need anything on Cap right now. I could probably just get rid of all my gear and I'd be perfectly happy. But I mean, all of the stats are really, really solid for him. Really can't complain. Oh, that's right, Brooder Alien. Haha! It's like bowling. Stop, stupid shield. Don't go after the newspaper dispensers. Nobody uses those anyway. Roar! I just did that for my own entertainment. See, look, all of these Magia all over the place. I don't need any. I need aliens. None of you are aliens. Well, yeah, hidden aim are in the dispensers, but actually, do we care about hidden aim today? Oh, we do care about hidden aim today. I only need 4 more before I complete the second iteration of my my shared quest of the day. It's interesting when I tried to use the shield bounce up close, it didn't actually work. At least not the first time. Oh, cosmic gift. Yes, 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 yes. Ah, that's what these are. Yes, the power and the toughness. So see when I go away. Actually, I think I have a couple of those too. See, I have toughness, increasing defense and maximum health. Ooh, Doombots. Always love Doombots. And my legendary is complete. Huzzah! Oh, and of course, no, the Moloids and the Lava Men are all gone. Is that a friend or what? What are you doing? What? Oh, okay, you're a friend. It's always so tough to tell. Yeah, I mean, it's ridiculous. Just by himself, just by myself, I've got power, I've got toughness, and I've got endurance. It's like, which is ironic because he's a team leader. So it's like, you know, you'd think that he would want somebody else, and you know, have some help from his friends. But yeah, I mean, there we go. Incidentally, I don't use any of the taunt mechanics. I haven't found that they really make that much of a difference in a game like this. Because you're not worrying about like kiting enemies very much and stuff like that. And if you are, you're only kiting them because you're probably solo. But that's just me. It is strange that the massive group of the Doom bots only gives one Midtown chest. Unique! So, does anybody else think that the Hydra Belt Mountain sonar targeting system looks like an N64? Because to me it looks like an N64. Just saying. Oh, that's right. That's the other thing. The damage reduction. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, the weaken is nice, and I mean it is 10 seconds. I think, or actually, I thought it's 6 seconds for me. Um, I I don't know. I mean, there are a decent number of weakens, but the problem is with Cap, you really don't have to weaken the enemies because there's not hurting you anyway. There's not much of a point to it. You don't have to worry a great deal about damage. At least not that I've seen too much of. Rawr! Oh, that's so cool. I love his signature. I mean, I know that wasn't part of the QOL review that he got, but I still love it. I think it looks really cool. But I still need airborne assault and moloids. Oh wow! He just took out a lot of moloids and or lava men. It was the shit. Or both. Oh, cosmic bosses. Okay, yeah, this is true. And I imagine that's mostly if you're soloing the cosmic bosses, right? Because I would think that if you're in like a farming group or something, then even then, like even Curse or somebody, they're not focused on you specifically enough that they would do much damage. But even so. Mm-hmm. And I like the, is it the shout? What is it called? The Patriotic Soldier area. What does the increase do? I should probably actually put a point into that, shouldn't I? I mean, I know my gear was giving me 3, but still. The damage, I mean, look at that. Damage negated, maximum health defense rating. And restore health. I mean, that's survivability 101. Alright, how much longer? Oh, I was just going to say, how much longer to the next boss wave? Oh, it's right now. So I'll finish this off and then head into the subway for the shocker one. I desperately need to get airborne assault. Going after shocker will give it to me. Oh, right, yeah, the signature. And it's really cool too. I think, doesn't it? It gives almost all the spirit back, or all of it. 71.4% in my case. I got run over while I was reading. But yeah, absolutely. And that's so there's one of 2 ways that I use it. I either use it as the initial like jump in, or once I'm in the fight, then obviously I'm using a lot of spirit spending powers. So I use it to just restore the spirit. I did that a few boss waves ago here in Midtown as well. And it was actually the one with Lizard and Craven. And it just happened to work out well enough that I could restore the spirit. So, very, very good. And we get our spirit back, or at least most of it. Awesome. And then we got the nice thing. Increase your damage. Oh, that was really lucky. It looked like I actually just ran right into Juggernaut's path. But he didn't hit me. You know, for every time I wasn't in his path and he still ran me over, I think it's about time that I was in his path and he didn't. Just saying. And we can use it again. I mean, you can stand in all the AoEs and you're totally fine. So once again, I'm sorry if you guys are typing out stuff, but my laptop shut off. And I just want to make certain that I don't get killed here. Although Juggernaut's gone, so it doesn't really matter. Let's see. Oh, well, you are very, very welcome, Equal Phantom. I'm glad that you found the guides helpful. Incidentally, I'm actually working on my new iteration for my really big guide, the one that's like 3.5 hours or however long it is. And the way that I'm going to do it next time for the iteration 3.0 is I'm going to that's ironic. I got advanced super soldier serum. I'm going to make it so that it's sort of modular. So I'm going to have like a main guide that's just like all of the basics, and then I'm going to have the individual ones where it's like leveling, endgame, talking about you know, the heroes themselves, just basic, going more in depth into the basic principles of the game, stuff like that. But just make it modular so that I don't have one giant 3.5 hour long one. Rather, I'll probably have like 7 or 8 that are around 20 minutes or so. If you've seen my my guide for the what's called for the raid, that's the style that it's going to be. I'm going to be doing voiceovers rather than just talking like this as I play the game. So I'll be able to edit it a lot more cleanly and talk more effectively, I guess is the best way to put it. Oh, I get airborne assault. Oh, gimme. Bam. And we gotta get my shield bounce. Yeah. Alright, here we go. Ready? Blah! So cool. Sorry. I'm sorry. Alright. Time to go after Shocker. Alright. Let's do it. Sorry, I just had to use it. So I'm actually going to swap these two because I'm using bounce more than I am torqued. Yeah, see, I can just, you know, adjust my powers on the fly. Not have to worry about any bad guys killing me, because nobody can. The one thing I would say I don't really like too much about this is about Cap's rework is really that the airborne assault. Dang. Nah. The one thing that I don't really like about it too much is just the fact that it comes so late in the power progression. It would be nice to have access to it earlier because it's really one of the best AOE's that he's got. I mean, sure, you get the shield bash relatively early, but it's such a close quarters, and it's only usable in melee as opposed to the airborne assault, which the whole point is you jump wherever it's needed and then you just take everybody out. Granted, that can potentially, I wouldn't say it would necessarily break the early game, but it would make it so easy that most people would have a much easier time than they already do. Yes, so obviously the airborne assault combined with the signature make for a really good opening, like 1-2 punch, or maybe do the signature first so you get the damage buff. The problem is, I mean, on trash like these guys, it doesn't really make a difference. But yeah, I mean, it's the one of the nice things that I like about not only the new hero releases, but a lot of the reworks that Gaz has done has been the way that they've been able to manage the what's it called? Now I can't even remember what I was going to say. The power rotations, because some of the heroes have such complex power rotations, and it's not necessarily bad, but sometimes you don't want to have to think that hard. Like Doctor Strange is the one that comes immediately to mind, where if you really want efficient high DPS, you have to use two of the power bars, otherwise it just doesn't work too well. I mean, it's ridiculous. And it's very, very difficult to pull off efficiently. Look at that. Taking down Hood like a couple of pros. That's how we do. Oh, shoot. I forgot to turn off my my synergy. Okay. And since we're here, we'll go ahead and open these. Yay! Shinies! Alright. Alright, what's next? No, I'm not doing any stories because we have way too many bonuses everywhere else. Awesome, Taskmaster. Let's do it. You will school the Taskmaster. Well, we're not schooling the Taskmaster because that's the story version. I gotta say, Surfer does have an epic teleport. I do like him. I don't know if I'd really say there are any heroes I absolutely dislike in this game. There are some that I certainly don't like to play as much, but that's just me. Yes, class is indeed in session. Incidentally, I noticed that the playable version of Taskmaster doesn't say that, and it's probably just to alleviate confusion, because otherwise it would be very confusing if you were playing with a Taskmaster against a Taskmaster. Because then there's just school all over the place. Nobody would know where to go. Alright, let's go, 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 go. There we go. Roar! Cheap knockoff. Oh, right. Well, yeah, because he uses this stuff. I thought that was funny because I know with Rocket Raccoon, if he passes by Thor, then he calls Thor a Beta Ray Bill knockoff. So that's why I was confused by that just a little bit. Wait, do I need a new belt? I think I do. I mean, you can always use new stuff, but 51, that's a big difference. Oh, so one of my favorite things personally about what's his name, Taskmaster, was not only the fact that he was a surprise hero, but I mean he was 200 splinters because relatively speaking, he was easy for the developers. I mean, it was essentially copy pasting stuff since that's what Taskmaster does. But I had a really fun time leveling him. Like I love the signature with like just putting the camera in the middle of the room. I mean it's just hilarious. I think it's awesome. And while I would deign to call myself a streamer, I do stream the game, and I just think it's ironic to have a camera being placed down by a hero that you're playing. Still at 47. What am I at? 48? Yeah. I would argue also that Taskmaster is another character that is reasonably well in terms of the hybrid thing. I mean, obviously part of the thing is it's Hawkeye crossed with Daredevil crossed with Captain America. So, I mean, that's like the definition of the hybrid of melee and what's it called? Ranged. But still, I think that it worked pretty well. Although again, some of that does depend on how you play him too. It's a weird bug with the the Sinister Six, sweet. So now we'll get to see if I get the what's it called again? The Chest of Odin's Bounty from Craven and what's his name? Lizard. So I had mentioned Deadpool earlier. I like him, and he is definitely a hybrid character, but the problem is he is just in such desperate need for a rework. But so I think it was Doomsaw earlier today posted on the forums saying that like Deadpool is in charge of his own rework, and Gazillion has been pushed out of it, so it will be done whenever Deadpool says it's done, which obviously canonically is hilarious and absolutely makes sense for the hero. But Doomsaw outright stated that that Deadpool would be the last one. So it kind of sucks because he really does need it, and he is in a decent place. I mean, he wasn't bad by any means. Like Daredevil before his rework. I mean, Deadpool is not bad. I just think that he really does need the rework. And I don't think I've actually tried to play him as a hybrid. I know it is possible technically, but I personally just haven't done it myself. Ugh. And we still got the Odin's Bounty chests, and I got a purple insignia, so that's kind of cool. I mean, it's probably like a 50, 51. It's Quicksilver though. Oh man, the rework on the what's called the insignias. Oh, so much awesome. So welcome. Again, needs to be tweaked a little bit. Unique. What is it? Oh, sweet. Awesome. I have not gotten one of those stupid serrated boot knives ever since I started playing, and it's sad because a bunch of heroes that I play that I want to raid with have it as like it's not Abyss, but it's really good. I mean, it's awesome. Like the big one obviously is Moon Knight, since that's that's his shtick, is being at low health. So really awesome. And let me get my my chat back here. Ah. Oh, it's just I was like, what is that? Who's got a minigun? And of course it's Deadpool, the kid. Alright, let's find some gigantic ones. Here we go, brutes. Just what we need. So incidentally, whoever's in the chat now, if you could, I wanna try this again. Go ahead and if you could type in your IGNs, your in-game names, because I wanted to try to do the gifting again, and I'll send you guys like the little potion things. Just because it's awesome to have an audience, and I really appreciate you guys watching me. So go ahead and just slap those in. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to do it here again. I'm wondering if it's because I am in a party. Oh sure, now he's level 49. Yeah, I wonder if it's because of that it's not working. We'll see. I'll try putting in text again. Unknown reasons. Ooh, Midtown Madness. I didn't mean to pick that up. I'm getting so much luck on these uniques. This is awesome. And the Carbanium. That is such a ridiculous number of affixes. I mean, I know it's like half of it is procs, but still. I mean, holy free holies. That is a lot of procs. It's ridiculous. King of Jotunheim. Here, let me add you to my friends list first, because that'll just make it easier. King of Jotun. Hi. Alright. I'm just going to wander over to Magneto just so I can get credit for all the kills. Shh. Don't tell anybody I'm not doing nothing. There, look, I just brutaled Magneto for 500,000. Everybody else, you have at him. There, see, have some boosts. Okay. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought that was Chase costume. I was like, I am very much looking forward to the Chase costumes coming back. How about a rarity? See, that one worked fine. Well, there you go. Now you have a rarity mini boost. And there, see, you have an XP one too. Just because you're so cool. It's probably because I'm in a party with Vladarch. I know the Twitch is so much easier. It's just King Trident. But I think that might be why I can't gift. And there's a unique over there. It's a bad unique, but I still want it. And I've only gotten one gigantic enemy this entire time that I've had the stupid quest. Oh, you're very welcome. And like I said, so Revenant, if you want one too, and I know I've got more viewers. If any of you want any of those boosts, then feel free. Just put your IGN in the chat, and just let me know which one you want, and I'll send you one or two. Just as I when I went to the store, I actually got 2 of the Marvel Heroes gift cards. So. See, woo! One of them is for my giveaway on Saturday, and the other one was for me. So, and I was like, why not get more than one? Ah, the Boondockers. I want to open this. Relics. Of course it's relics. Stupid relics. Just get rid of that. Okay. If you all are typing out your things, I'll take a look in just a second here. Who's dropping 50 medkits? You should not do that. Some weirdo is going to come up and take them. Like me. I'll make a point. How am I going to hold all this loot? Okay. Oh, you're very welcome. Who is that? Red Spade. Cool name, by the way. I like it. You are very welcome. I'm glad that you like the guides. I hope that you find them helpful, more importantly. It's just something that I wanted to do to help out the community, because I know it's really difficult for a lot of people. And all my any heroes. When did I start putting them in? Silver Surfer, I think. Yes. Boondockers can't go in there because that's cap specific. So we'll just slap them in there for now. Red Ricochet. Red Ricochet. Da 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 da. Bah! Hello. Scared the crap out of me. I never expected to have this many friends. Granted, I don't see the vast majority of them, but still. Why can't these be in alphabetical order? How hard is that? Seems like half of them are and half of them are not. And it's very frustrating. Eh. Whabam. Whabam. And how about you can have rarity as well. I'm not a big fan of Sif, so I'm not going to give it to people. Lamar Cardinals. And you're online? And you're playing Captain America? What sorcery is this? Okay, before I do that, I'm going to hop over to the Sentinels here so I can get credit, even though I don't deserve it. That's right, I'm a moocher. If any of you played Diablo 2, you'll know exactly how this works. Incidentally, I hope you all played Diablo 2. XP for you. Hooray! You guys are very, very welcome. Thanks again for watching. It's very nice. And it's great. I think this is the most active the chat has ever been, so that's really cool. I'm really excited. And I'm actually really glad that the devs added those little pots. I think they're really cool. It really is a nice thing. I know Real Near was saying that one thing he does on occasion, if he has like a really good raid or X defense or whatever run, then he'll send one or two to the people and just be like, "Hey, thanks, brah." I don't know if he actually says that, but he should if he doesn't. And a Sentinel torso. Those things are so hard to find. Alright. Midtown and... Alright, let's open the fortune card. Unstable. Get out of here with your unstable molecules. And my random unique is still over here. Gimme, gimme, gimme! Yay! I do love that they have the unique pointer, otherwise it would be very, very frustrating. Well, and that was really the goal, Equal Phantom. I'm glad that it helped because that's what I wanted to do. Because I remember when I first started playing it, then I was like, oh, this is really cool. I mean, but for me, I grew up playing Diablo and Diablo 2, so I was just like, I know exactly what to do. I know how to do it. And then as I was playing, I was like, there's no real tutorial. There's nothing that really tells you what you need to do, where you need to go, aside from like the occasional random text box. So I was just like, I'm sure there's a lot of people who are playing this because it's like, oh, Marvel, I love Marvel. But then they actually get in here and they're like, I don't know what to do. So I really wanted to try to alleviate that. And I'm glad that I was at least somewhat successful. So thank you very much for saying that. So one of probably the only, oh geez, that's a lot of Hydra Gunners. I'm sorry. Airborne assault for the win. Okay, so yeah, the Doctor Strange movie. The main reason that I'm really looking forward to it is just because they got Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm really excited. I was never really that big of a fan of Doctor Strange as a character. Again, I was never really a big comic reader, so I can't really speak much to it anyway. But I am really excited for the simple fact that he's a scientist, he's a neurosurgeon, so I just approve of that aspect. And I think that it's really cool that they're spreading out at least a little bit, trying to get some of the lesser known people. And I would say that that's probably the one non-major Marvel movie that I'm looking forward to. So I mean, Ant-Man, I am just because it's Paul Rudd. I mean, what are you gonna do? But then also, I mean, the Avengers 2 obviously is going to be huge. So, you know, I think it's all going to be pretty good. And then what else? Black Panther is coming out. I don't know if that's this year, but there's going to be good ones. I am definitely looking forward to Doctor Strange, though. Oh, the 70s movie that about the Avengers. Oh, it was so hilarious. I love the Iron Man where it's like he's basically wearing cardboard. It was just like, really? And I mean the Hulk didn't even look like the Hulk. I mean, at least in the 80s they had Lou Ferrigno, so he looked Hulk-ish. But yeah, no. Oh, the Doctor Strange one. Oh, no. That I haven't seen. I would imagine it's kind of like if you ever watch the what's it called? Ah, see now I can't remember. There were some really absurdly bad versions of like the evil mad scientist people, but yeah, I never saw the Doctor Strange anything. Moon Knight would definitely be really cool. Incidentally, one thing I'm really looking forward to is the new Moon Knight costume. What is it, Mr. Knight? I believe it is. That looks so cool with the big glider. Oh, I think that's going to be awesome. But I think part of the problem with that is, especially with all the Batman stuff being so big, and you know the Christopher Nolan movies having been so successful, I think people would have too difficult of a time really distinguishing them. I would personally love to see a Moon Knight movie, simply because I really like Egyptian mythology, and so I like the idea of like the Khonshu and all that kind of stuff getting put into play. So I think that would be really cool. But yeah, that's just me. I think that all of the Marvel movies I think now would be pretty cool. I actually saw one really funny thing, because you know they always have like the end credit scenes after I think it was Iron Man. It might have yeah, Iron Man, that showed Mjolnir. So it's like, oh, Thor is coming. And then I saw a post, I think it was on Reddit, where somebody was just like, what if Ant-Man has actually been in all of the Marvel movies up to this point, but you just can't see him because he's Ant-Man? It's like, that's a very good question. We probably have. But I like the docket for the upcoming Marvel movies. I think they're going to be good. Oh, okay. Black Panther is 2 years. I thought that Black Panther was later, but okay. Oh, the Civil War is going to be really good. I'm definitely looking forward to Civil War. I think that's going to be really cool. Again, I'm not familiar with the comic storyline, but just from like the hype train that I've seen online from people who do know it and understand it way better than I do, that is to say, they actually know. I'm definitely looking forward to Civil War. But yeah, so I guess 2016 is the one that's going to be. I mean, I guess this year's really major ones are just Ant-Man and Avengers 2 then, which isn't to say it's going to be bad. I'm still looking forward to them, but yeah. Yeah, Civil War I think is going to be interesting, and I know one of the things obviously, especially in Avengers 2, they're going to have to start hinting a lot more towards, for lack of a better term, the plot for the Civil War, just because I mean I can easily look up what happens. I don't actually know what happens, like I said, but it's going to be interesting to see how they implement it into the upcoming movies that are coming out before that, so that they can keep the MCU canon. That was really close with Bullseye, incidentally. He almost hit me. Yeah, that's the one thing that I do know about it, Revenant, is that it's just Captain America versus Iron Man. But I don't know anything about like the why they're doing it, what they get upset about, who started it, who got upset, all that kind of stuff. I don't know anything. That's a good idea. I haven't done my Asgard either. I actually don't really remember the last time I used my Asgard. Although that wasn't an Asgard. That was the what's it called? Not Magnificent, Marvelous. Right? Ooh, Magnetic Appeal. Perfect. We'll do that. I had it right the first time. So, yeah. MCU is going to be good, I think. Well, now they're doing. Is it with Netflix? I believe that they're doing the Daredevil show. I think that'll be pretty interesting as well. Is this one busted or something? Huh, weird. Oh, that's right. Fantasy. Not fantasy. I was gonna say the Fantasy Four. No, the Fantastic Four. Yeah. That one's good, and certainly from the trailer, it seems like they're trying to go more the Batman route of like the Christopher Nolan Batman route, I should say, of like like the nitty gritty, dirty, dark type of thing, which I think would make sense. I personally don't know if it would fit into the canon of the Fantastic Four. I assume that it does at some point in some way though, so can't really say much. Let's see. Comics playing. Oh, cool! I'll probably have to watch that the YouTube series then. That's one of the things that I like about comic books, and actually part of the reason why I never really got into them is because the stories have a chance to be so deep, so in depth that like you have to watch it and you have to see what's going to happen next. I actually had the Marvel Unlimited for a month. They did the like the 79th anniversary for 79 cents thing, so I did that. The problem was I could not get the reader to work, so it just wasn't worthwhile, and which was really frustrating because I was so excited. I wanted to see all this stuff, but I just couldn't. But now I see like a lot of stuff on Reddit and things like that, so I stay apprised of what's going on, but not in any substantial way, unfortunately. Like one thing I know, they're doing the all-female Avengers now, which is going to be pretty cool as well. Yeah, so the obviously is the same thing with the X-Men and how like technically the what's it called, the Avengers 2 is going to have Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch, but they're not mutants because they can't technically say mutants, which is really frustrating. And it's funny because both Fox and Marvel and I guess technically Disney at this point now. Ooh, Crystal. They want is they all want the exact same thing. They all just want to make money off of this stuff. And the thing is, they very easily can, but it doesn't seem like they just want to work together, which is unfortunate because if they work together, then they could combine everything into a big gelatinous blob of Marvel awesomeness, and it would be incredible, I think. So what am I up now? All right, what time is it? All right, it's getting a little bit late. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to get to what's it called? The that one level. I'm going to get to level 50 here, and then I'm actually going to have to sign off because I got a couple other things to do. I actually haven't had dinner yet. I was very anxious to get on and start doing all this stuff. Where are all the bad guys? Seems odd. Yeah, I guess that's true. If you have too many people, that could definitely be the case. Uh, Sorry. So somebody messaged me. I'm just responding really quickly. All right. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, Sony and Spider-Man. Oh, although I mean, so Spider-Man is just so weird. I mean, we had the Spider-Man 1, 2, and 3, and now we've got Amazing Spider-Man 1 and 2, and more than likely we're going to get Amazing Spider-Man 3. I think they announced it. I'm not certain, though. But it's just like, oh, jeez. How much Spider-Man can we possibly have? I can't take any more Spider-Man. It's ridiculous. And I don't know. I think that's just like with anything. It just so happened that like gold was really struck with the Iron Man movie, and then it's just like, holy crap! These comic books have all these great stories that we can use, and they'll make movies, and people will watch them and pay for them, and it will be absolutely incredible, and we can have all this massive stuff going on. And yeah, I mean it's all true, but God, jeez. It's just, I mean, we're getting the reboots of the reboots, and like for what's it called? The X-Men movies, where we had the what are they called? The Days of Future Past, which essentially just erased the events of the last two X-Men movies. Which I know that Days of Future Past is actually a canonical storyline within the X-Men thing, but at the same time, it's just like, oh. In a way, I'm actually really glad that they did that because it means that now I can worry less about X-Men slightly, a little bit. Yeah, I agree. I think that Spider-Man is going to be the first one because that was the first one that was actually made, wasn't it? Or did X-Men come out first? Now I honestly don't remember off the top of my head now. But if nothing else, just because it was first, and it floundered just a little bit. I mean, Spider-Man 3 was just awful without a doubt. Yeah, it's just, yeah. Oh, that's so nice. I don't know if you guys saw that on my screen, the Steam thing. I'll just wait a little bit to see if it pops up for you guys. But my sister just sent me a couple of Steam gifts, so I was like, yay, that's so nice. Days of Retcon Past. Yeah, that's. I think that's a much better name for it. Oh, that would be cool. I remember one of my favorite shows to watch. We actually had a copy of it on VHS. Was Spider-Man and the Spider Friends, with Iceman and Firestar, and I can't remember the other one, but like the original Spider Friends with like the '90s animation, and I must have watched that thing like at least once a week. It was so awesome. I loved it. But yeah, I mean, Spider-Man as like as the humorous thing would be really really cool. Oh, speaking of humorous thing, the Deadpool movie. That's something else that I think has great potential, but I'm very much worried that they're either going to completely overdo it or completely underdo it, and that'll just completely screw up the entire thing. So it's that alone is fairly worrisome for me. But yeah. Oh, okay. X-Men was first. So, to be fair, like the X-Men thing, it's made probably a lot more money, and the reviews for the X-Men movies have, in general, been better compared to, especially some of the more recent Spider-Man ones. But I mean, like Origins, the Wolverine one, and then now Days of Future Past, and oh god, the Last Stand, just yeah. I mean, I think it's kind of a toss up, but I would imagine that that X-Men is viewed as a more lucrative franchise. Yeah, Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. Yes. So see, that's what I was saying. I used to watch that all the time, and it was amazing. Oh, so sad. But I definitely agree that I'm. To be fair, you can boot and reboot and redo and re-examine and all that stuff, and the problem is that pretty much anything that they do is going to be canon, simply because there is such a ridiculous amount of canon in the comics that virtually no matter what they do is still going to technically be canonical. So I mean, they can go off of all these different storylines and different time periods, especially with somebody like Wolverine. I mean, that it's just ridiculous. It's yeah, and that's I think that's very quickly going to become a problem with the movies where. I mean, they're already digging through a lot of the stuff. Like, I mean, Black Panther and Luke Cage. They're doing Deadpool and all those kinds of things. I think they're going to be good, but how far are they going to be able to take these new ones before they have to start going deeper and finding other heroes that people probably know even less about? Yeah. I mean, I'm worried about many things being bombs. Many of the Marvel things bombing. I think it would all be very depressing. Ah. All right, let's see if I get some good stuff from my chests here. Well, nothing super amazing, but I don't really care. I got I got way more uniques than I ever expected to get, and some complex, gross. So yeah, it's and that's the thing. It's like Marvel as a production company itself. Like it's good and they're doing amazing things. Um, uh, so hang on. Somebody messaged me real quick, so I'm just going to respond very briefly. Um, okay. All right. So yeah, like I was saying, Marvel is a production company. They have done amazing work with their own stuff, and which I thought was really surprising. I guess it just took them too long to be like, hey, we can make these movies ourselves. We don't need these other guys to do it. And or it was some either executive or like one of the comic people being like, oh, look what they did to our preciouses, and so they decided to keep all the intellectual aspects to themselves. But I totally agree, Equal Phantom, that if all of those things reverted back to Marvel in some way, that they would be much better off, regardless of how they work. So yeah. Oh, Teen Titans. That's a very good point, Red Spade. Uh, um, yeah, it would certainly be interesting. I think isn't that DC though? So I know Robin's in it. I believe it's DC. It doesn't really matter. But either way, you're right. Certainly that would definitely be a great kids movie. I mean, they just came out with the SpongeBob movie, so I would imagine that Teen Titans is going to be somewhere around somewhere. But either way. Oh, that's a very good point. That's a very good point. Before Disney bought Marvel out, then they weren't able to do any of the stuff themselves. So I'm just having too good of a time to quit now. So we're going to go ahead and keep going. Unfortunately, I have now out-leveled King Trident here. So, and I don't have anybody that's between 45 and 50. Blasted Winter Soldier. Did they? See, I don't remember the exact timeline either. But regardless, so I think was Iron Man the first one? I think Iron Man was the first one, and Disney definitely did not own Marvel when they made Iron Man. But I think in part it might have been like more of a safety net once Disney bought them, and plus with the success of Iron Man, it was kind of like, holy crap, this is a very viable business thing that we can do. Don't we now feel stupid for having done that and getting rid of our own stuff? Mm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Hang on 2 seconds here. Mm-hmm. Do, 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 do. All right. Yeah. Yeah. Again, it is painful. It's very sad to see a lot of this stuff happening. So, if Fantastic Four Fantastic Four, and in particular that and Spider-Man, I think those were arguably the worst handled of the franchises of the IP that they left or gave away for other companies to make. I'll go with Punisher. I think that's my only option. But can't do any of the terminals or stuff, but so that I can stay with King Trident here. But I'm gonna hop us into X Defense. Right. Okay. So see, I thought so. I didn't think that Disney had bought them when they made Marvel, or when they made Iron Man. All right. But either way, they need to get their IPs back. I think that's the general consensus that we could all agree on, regardless of our exact feelings on the what's good, what's bad, what's in between, etc. Incidentally, since I'm playing as him, I'm really looking forward to Punisher's review. I can't wait to see the battle van. It's going to be amazing. So I'll just play a little bit with Punisher, and then I actually do have to go, unfortunately. But we credit it to the amazing conversation, because this really has been awesome. You guys are incredible with all the discussion. This is great. I love it. Incidentally, since we're talking about all the movies, what all are you all looking forward to the most of the? Well, I guess we could even say Marvel and DC, just to, you know, keep things equal. Just the general comic book stuff. I'm anxious for Deadpool, curious but weary. Me personally. And like I said before, Doctor Strange. Because Sherlock Holmes. I think my my XP is still off. So get that jack back up. Where are they? Oh, there they are. I hate when you can't see the stupid counter. Or the indicator, rather. I was about to say Flame On. Thinking too Fantastic Four-y. Doctor Strange and Black Panther. Doctor Strange. Star Wars. Ugh. We'll only say Star Wars counts just because they're owned by Disney and Marvel is also owned by Disney. But also, no, you are not excited about it. Take that back. You are very weary of it, and you assume that it will be terrible. Because that way, if it's terrible, you were expecting it, and that way, if it's amazing, then it's even better, because you were expecting it to be awful. Oh, Star Wars. Disgusting. Wonder Woman. Actually, aren't they doing a Justice League movie? I thought they were. Either way. But yeah, Doctor Strange I'm really excited for. But see, you can't even say that because, you know, the machine gun wielding raccoon is from Marvel. It's not from DC. What I remember I saw that in a comic. Can't remember exactly what it was though. But yeah. I think that would be really cool. One thing that I think would be interesting if they did a Hulk movie or movies that introduced She-Hulk as well. I think that especially now with the all-female Avengers, I think that would be a pretty interesting thing to see if they could integrate into the MCU. That would certainly be a unique thing to have. I think you're right, Red Spade. I think that they're doing a Captain Marvel or Miss Marvel movie at some point. I could have sworn. Yes, there. See, Equal Phantom was in the middle of typing it when you said that. Yeah. I am very confused why there aren't more of the female ones either, because there are a whole lot of female superheroes, and you know, like in the. It wasn't more of either one, but in both of the initial Fantastic Four movies, I mean, half of the time the entire point of Invisible Woman was like, oh, she's invisible and she's naked. And, oh no, somehow her invisibility stopped working. Ha, she's naked, but you can't actually see anything. And it's just like, what's the point? I mean, the Invisible Woman is an incredible superhero in her own right. They don't need to make her into that kind of almost a gag. I think it's just, I mean, it's pointless and it's insulting. there's plenty of really good, honest, true female superheroes.